My name is Stephanie Rastivanko. I'm from Center US 675 and my candidate number is 0408. Today I will be talking about air pollution. By this I specifically mean air pollution caused by the emissions of greenhouse gases and their harmful effects through my science and technology spec. On the other hand, my teammates Ivis Papon and Hastian Llanes will be focusing on the issue through the political and environmental specs. Initially, greenhouse gases have trapped the heat from the sun, keeping Earth's atmospheric conditions habitable for humans as well as other living species. Although those greenhouse gases are still doing their job today, they are now terribly out of balance, threatening the survival of living things in this planet, and it is bound to make you wonder if it is doing more harm than it is doing good. These gases consist of carbon dioxide, which is 3/4 of the emissions, methane, which is 60%, nitrous oxide, which is 6%, as well as other industrial gases that stay in the atmosphere for hundreds to even thousands of years. Even though nitrous oxide takes up a relatively small percentage of the global greenhouse gas emissions, it is still 264 times stronger than carbon dioxide. That is to show that a small percentage does not necessarily mean that it is not as big as a problem, because at the end of the day, year, century even, these gases polluting our atmosphere will only keep increasing. Not only are greenhouse gas emissions polluting the air, but they are also the reason as to why there are declining rates in health. To be more specific, according to the Florida Public Interest Research Group, 38 urban areas in rural countries, home to more than 21 million people, were exposed to ozone pollution. Ozone pollution is a result of greenhouse gas emissions emitted by cars and other sources that chemically react in the presence of sunlight. Such frequent exposure to ozone pollution can affect people's health. Greenhouse gas emissions are a factor in terms of respiratory diseases. Many groups of people, especially children with asthma, exposed to these gases nonstop are very likely to develop bronchitis. Greenhouse gases also tend to play quite a big role when it comes to childhood ADHD-related behavior. This is also linked to developing several dementias such as Alzheimer's, lung damage too. This is to show that these unbalanced greenhouse gas emissions are terribly affecting us and something must be done about it before the situation worsens. This issue is happening all over the United States, many cities and states. Take Orlando, Florida as an example. According to the American Lung Association, people living with lung disease exposed to air pollution were particularly at risk in the years 2017 to 2019. In accordance to the National Institutes of Health, pregnant women were more likely to have a baby with neurological defects during the first 8 weeks of pregnancy. This was all due because of the high levels of nitrogen oxide, nitrogen dioxide, and carbon dioxide. A study made by the National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences found that a particulate matter of 2.5 in the air was comparable to that in urban Seattle, Washington. In this study, as the particulate matter of 2.5 continued to increase, asthma symptoms in children, like wheezing and nighttime waking, also increased. On the global side, the EUHA articulates that in Germany alone, there were 62,300 early deaths in the year of 2018. A year since the first COVID cases first arrived in South Africa, about 500,000 Africans died. Leonie Joubert, a South African writer, wrote about how a similar number of South Africans died each year due to air pollution and the burning of fossil fuels. NDTV revealed that in India alone, there were 2.46 million deaths in the year 2018. That is approximately 5 deaths per minute, the city of Chennai being India's biggest contributor for the greenhouse gas emissions and reasons for India's polluted atmosphere. Now that we've established the local and global examples, a local solution that could help fix this issue would be going solar, for example, solar panels. As illustrated by Energy Sage, Using solar panels help reduce greenhouse gas emissions. According to Times of San Diego had cut their greenhouse gas emissions by 24% using solar panels. Energy Sage has also shown that using solar panels has resulted in fewer health cases like chronic bronchitis, respiratory and cardiovascular problems. On the global side, my global solution is a smog-free tower. The smog-free tower is a 7-meter tall tower made by Don Ruzegard. What this tower does is that it collects the smog air around it and releases the clean filtered air through its 6 vents. China, Poland, and the Netherlands are using the solution. There are very little to no complaints at all. A study made in Eindhoven University of Technology has revealed that the smog-free tower has reduced 45% in air pollution within just 20 meters. That is 65 feet. Thus, the smog-free tower is also another alternative solution to this issue. The smog-free tower not only works well, but it's the best solution. Biodiesels, which are biofuels, one of my teammates' solution, are extracted from crops. The problem with this is that most of these crops are used are food crops used for food. This results into a shortage of food. And yes, as other solutions, geothermal heating is a great solution. But geothermal energy is a very expensive resource, ranging from 2 to 7 million. 7 million. The no-price policy, my other teammate's solution, is a solution that most of the world can agree on in terms of not following it. Cars are essential in time today. They are needed to get us from location to location faster. If this policy were to be placed, we would never be able to get things done in this current society of ours. Which is why my solution, the smog-free tower, is the best of best. These are my references. And thank you.